We're sending you back to the future!
You're a dork.
I hate dorks.
I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet.
Right, anyway. Well, I should be starting this by saying Happy Halloween, and you should see, or no, I should probably say it in this voice. Happy Halloween, it's Mr. J, the Joker, because tonight's plan was to record our Halloween episode. Why are we not dressed up? Why are we looking like this? Why are we looking like we're about to record an episode about Back in Time that happened 2 days ago at this point? Well, we are, but let's face it, Halloween episode last year was unreal, and it was great, and it was fun, and we were planning to do the same. But let's talk about the issues. Woody, right now it's his birthday today, and he thought he'd be able to record on his birthday. Turns out it's your birthday, you can't. Tony,
selfish.
Tony being selfish again. Just no, Tony. Tony again, too busy to be able to turn up, and Tony doesn't dress up anyway. He made that clear last year. Kurt's costume is turning up 2 weeks after Halloween, which has happened to me in the past.
I ordered it a few
Laferde.
days ago. It is supposed to have arrived this morning. I got an update less than 10 minutes before we pressed record saying it's now expected to arrive on the 1st of November.
At least you got it for next year.
Laferde, turns out, was saying to us all along that he wasn't gonna dress up. Turns out, look at him. He's come as a homeless person.
Smashed it.
Wow.
I could have thought of a lot worse. But I
Could have
didn't
come
have
as
time.
you.
To be fair, with your new hairline, you look like you are.
I've got a hat somewhere, to be fair.
I mean, to be fair, you want to talk about what we've come dressed as today. I mean, me and Ryan, no coordination. I mean, one of us has got to go home and change, mate. I mean, what is this?
No,
To be fair, Ryan, Kurt's come dressed as our love child.
No, that's Mr. Dexter.
Oh, you
And
bastard.
We'll get to that. Why do we have so many kids, Laferde? Why do we have so many children running around? And this weekend has proved it. What happened in Malia when we first met?
We really
I think
need
the
to
story's different to
control
what we've been
ourselves.
telling people. But yeah, so basically, yeah, Halloween just weren't going to happen. And to be honest, I've had a day from hell. I didn't have time to shave all my beard off. I would have had to get all the Joker stuff out of the thing. I would have had to spray a wig because most of you know now that I don't have the hair anymore to be the Joker, and I'm struggling with it for the last few years as it was.
But your Lex Luthor cosplay's on point.
I was going to say Xavier in his chair.
Halloween episode, unfortunately, with Back in Time happening, with birthdays, with all of this, Halloween episode just wasn't going to get happened. And Kurt said something about recording it after Halloween, and I think that's only because his costume's now turning up after Halloween.
I dropped 50 quid.
Either that or
use
he's
it.
really prepared for next year.
Look, it's like a few years back, I made a really cool Halloween video on Halloween and sent it to like Lad Bible and everything, and I literally got responses. This would have been great a week ago. No point. We're not going to be able to do Halloween. We'll release this on Halloween, so happy Halloween. Whatever you're doing, happy celebrations. But look, let's face it, so much happened this weekend. If we were to see, I mean, Halloween, I'm always watching horror films and all that, and I think last night, I fell asleep watching something scary. I don't know, but
I mean,
I'm not thinking about Halloween right now. I've got 4 nights of this week I'm meant to dress up at work, and I'm not prepared.
I'm not even watching horror movies because if I'm watching anything, that as we record this, I'm watching a very particular film that came out on Blu-ray 1 day ago. Is it that one? Yes, it is.
What did I treat? Because I remembered, I can't remember. It might have been Paul from the Geek Garage that said to me, it comes out on the 27th of October. And I was like, well, then wages are going to get spent well. I had to borrow 15 quid to take this.
You didn't say whose wages there were.
Well, yeah, Jacob's, unfortunately. Don't tell the boss that. Because I mean, there's so much to unpack. I don't even know where to start with this because,
I mean,
Back in Time happened.
Yeah. Talk about Halloween. I mean, me and Ryan have come in costume today. We're dressing up as wrestling promoters. But I guess 2 shows in, we can actually officially call ourselves that now. This is not a one-off thing anymore.
No, and
That
the
is
first
true.
show is in the back. Tickets have already sold for Danger Zone, which is happening February 28th. Get your tickets now. This is something else. I need to go through all the socials, change all the event tickets and everything. Got to do all that. I mean, you guys could help, but
Nah, probably won't
Nah,
do
we
that.
don't work here.
yeah. Like last time, everyone's trying to have time off while I'm left here doing all the business folders.
Oh
and
no,
everything.
I'd happily do it. I just don't know how to do it.
Fair enough.
Besides, you need something to do after the weekend.
I can give you loads of stuff to do, mate. I can absolutely give you loads of stuff to do. I'd love to take a few days
No,
off.
to be fair, you've just confirmed you're not the boss, so I'd have to take orders from you.
But the boss is my stepson, and he does as I tell him in real
No,
life.
he doesn't.
He don't actually.
No, he doesn't. He
So,
kept running
yeah, I
around
mean-
me.
Again, we're gonna thank everybody, like everybody involved there watching. All this gonna happen, but Jacob, honestly, if he literally officially saying it now, he is the chair. He is officially the chairman. He is the boss of TDW. He's coming up with ideas, like real good ideas for the future of the company.
I mean, do we want to talk
He
about?
smashed it.
Do you want to talk about his latest idea on this episode? I mean, it's not set in stone yet, but just
No. He'd come up basically. We announced our first belt at the show, and obviously we're planning more.
and for the record,
He
move
has-
your chair.
Oh, do you mean
Yeah,
that one?
And anyone who listens to us exclusively on Spotify, by the way,
Just keep turning so you're out of the picture altogether.
go on the YouTube version of this, because behind Ryan's head, if he ever moves it, you can see the beautiful, officially revealed TDW Men's Heavyweight Championship.
I mean, clearly the batteries have run out on the light. Oh no, they ain't. I'll even give her a little spotlight. But you know what? For this moment, I suppose, and more to just see you two can't do this right now. I'm gonna.
There was a,
You feel like we
there was
can
a
see this.
very, very short conversation about who took it home. And guess who pulled
Yeah,
rank?
I proper put the guilt on you. I was so clever. I was like, I'm using the kids on this, and like I said, to be honest, I really did think Jacob this would be the best thing since sliced bread. All he cares about is the chair that was wrapped across my back, and we will get to that point in a minute. And I need words with one of yous. Sit there smirking all you want, mate. Like, I don't get your jokes have gone way. I told you your jokes were going to go too far, and they've gone too far.
I don't think they have.
Sorry.
I think you should just grow up a bit and get on with it.
But I ended up with a chair wrapped across my back and having to put my hands on not one but 2 members of talent.
Well, first of all, one of them isn't talented. Second of all, you could have just moved out the way.
I wasn't looking. I was trying to look after.
That's your problem, isn't it? I'm the blind guy and I'd have seen that coming.
Really, I was trying to care for the man that had just been, by the looks of it, low blowed and then put through a Blue Thunder powerbomb. Is that what you call it, Kurt? Now I'm questioning myself that was the name of the powerbomb.
God, it'd be harder than you thought, which
Sit out powerbomb. I thought it was called a Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder is when you start in a back suplex position and spin around into the powerbomb.
Good point. And I'm the one of us that has wrestled and sat here with the belt over his shoulders. But right now, I'm containing the anger that I will get to when we will go through this and get to that match, and we'll get there. But this, you're lucky, Laferde, is keeping me quite happy at the moment.
I feel so blessed.
But anyone watching this that doesn't know what happened back in time, I didn't win this, and this is because we announced the belt, and until we do crown a champion, we will be sharing the wealth. And as I said, I guilted Kurt by saying, "Oh, Jacob's going to love this, absolutely loved it. Like he's going to love it." And like I said, I'm not going to lie, he's barely touched it. All he cares about is that chair, and it's like he was here with it just now, and he's gone off with it.
Yeah,
Good.
So yeah, we
Even Ronnie's coming up to me going, "Daddy, black chair, black chair." Which, but again, back to the kids, they were amazing. Like son of Jacob, literally working his backside off. He was on timekeeping and he was doing music at certain points.
Jacob wore so many hats over the course of that show. We're all out of a job.
Yeah, he did the most work. To be fair, he was hard working, and yeah. And then Ronnie again. Some of you may not know, my little boy Ronnie is highly autistic, and can be a handful. He was a very big handful for my other half training on at Never Say Die. Like, he was up and down everywhere, and she was worn out by the end of it and exhausted, and it was up and down whether he was going to be able to come to this one. I've got a video of him rocking in his pushchair, trying to get his buggy to the ring because he was so excited about going on, and he was chanting, "Shut up, moron." He was going for it.
I think that was at you, though.
You can shut up. Because every time you pipe up and make a comment, sometimes I find it funny, but at the moment, I'm ready to boil. So just...
Yeah, but that's when I find it funny.
Yeah, but you...
Kurt finds it funny. He's just scared that he'll never get to touch the belt again if he agrees.
You're not funny, Laferde. Your jokes have gone too far. But, I mean, we've been rambling on for at least 10 minutes now. We haven't even begun. Like,
it's because
this weekend.
Again, as we record this, it's 2 days since the show. It's exactly 2 days since we left the venue at this time.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of tidy up.
And it's been exactly 2 days since there has been an orange streamer hanging from their drapes.
Oh, D'Angelo, amazing entrance that involves throwing streamers. And
I wonder if it were there for Danger Zone.
We noticed midway through the main event as we looked up from the timekeeper's area and looked up and went, one of those streamers is lodged in the drapes in the roof.
You say it was an amazing moment. Obviously, because D'Angelo, breaking the curtain back a little bit, D'Angelo had mentioned this idea of having streamers in the crowd, and he said, I've always wanted to do it, and I wanted to try it if you guys are okay with it. So I got the streamers, and what I did was I went to pretty much everyone on the front row, and then kind of, like, I think with where Vix and Chloe, etc. was sat, I went and said, look, can you take control of this? So I'll give them a rundown. This is how you throw it, and go for it. I didn't give them enough instructions because a lot of them just lobbed them.
Yeah.
And it was the funniest thing. And D'Angelo was like, he said it was great, it looks great, it's fine. I said, I do apologise that moment didn't look how I'd probably envisioned it in my head and how you probably envisioned in your head, but it was hilarious because I ran while his music was still going, while I was still doing that side of things, and ran to go and try and get the camera, and I went, oh. I've just gone, what? And that is Basildon for you.
That's part of the fun, though, isn't it? Look at last time with the donuts with AJ and Paul. Like, the kids were throwing them at the wrestlers. Like, it's just part of the fun, isn't it?
And I suppose, again, we can go through, thank everybody, because this is something I feel with us and what we're doing is that we're doing exactly kind of like what we said we're going to do. We're bringing together wrestlers and content creators. With that brings a community of people that love these guys and will follow these guys' journey, and they become part of what they're part. Everybody in there is part of the show. I mean, Jesus, the amount of people in that crowd that were involved in some kind of segment. Chops, God bless Liam from Essex Rescue getting to chop. Richie, I'm sure Richie's got something to say about that. Who else?
I think what Richie had to say about it was no, Liam, no, because that's what you can hear on the clip of Liam delivering a chop to Richie. And to be fair, credit to the man, he laid it in.
He did. I think that looks like he's been, because he's watched quite a few of Richie's matches and been to different shows with Richie on. That is many shows of abuse from a wrestler. Too many.
I mean, where do we start with the show? I mean, again, part of the reason why we're rambling so much for the first 10, 15 minutes of this recording is because we're still 2 days on riding high and all the emotions are still going. I mean, honestly, to everyone who has given us an additional follow or sent us a message after the fact, like, guys, I don't know about you, my phone's not stopped buzzing for the last couple of days.
Fucking hell, yeah. I've had some absolute followings going on me. I don't even know who half these people are.
I don't know if you've seen this. I clocked this. I went and had a look, and I just went, I wonder if Laferde's getting any traction. Laferde's got random pro wrestlers following him I've never heard of. I went down his list, and there was so many people. I was like, oh my god, Laferde's literally getting a bit of a following. And the annoying thing is, you are entertaining with what you do, but again, you push it too far. And that smirk, I'm going to end up having to wipe it off your face at some point, and I don't want to, because I do love you like a brother, and there's a reason.
Let's not get carried away now. That will be happening.
Sorry, I had to stop two people from whooping your ass, and I do remember this.
No, that's what you think you remember.
I mean, you don't know what you saw. I had to pick your glasses off the ring canvas.
Did they come off?
Oh, mate.
Well, they came off, and they stayed off for a while.
They came off, mate.
He had no idea what was happening for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, it was quite a sensual experience.
On that note, if we're going to start this, because I say start this, we've started it, we've dripped into, we're basically trying to get to that bit. Do we start with how the weekend started? Obviously, Kurt bailed on us, couldn't come to NFW, but me, Laferde, Max and Fizz went to NFW, and
traitors.
Laferde, it was such a laugh, wasn't it?
It was actually really fun. It was my first ever show as well. Apart from obviously Never Say Die, but my first show attending. Part of the show as an audience. Yeah.
Which is brilliant that you ran a show before you'd ever been in the crowd for one. That is mental.
Yeah, it's not a thing many people can say they've done.
You and Damo.
And do you know what? Before we get into the details, I think we do need to give. We said this off mic, but we do need to give a special shout out to the silent, faceless one, Damo, for being involved in that show. And all of us are going to talk about this from a degree of passion here, because there's a reason we run this wrestling promotion, because we are all massive wrestling fans. Damo will throw his hands up and say, the man knows next to nothing about wrestling. He's not a fan. And yet, I think we've called Laferde the dark horse from both the last show and this show. Damo, credit to the lad, had no idea what to expect, point him in a direction, and he did it.
Yeah.
Did it? He was there, including one moment, because I'm pretty sure I might have told the other half it was his idea. But at one point, Damo went, "Would you like a drink?" I went, "Get us a Jaeger bomb."
I was there for that. I can testify to that. Yeah.
It's about the only reason Ryan survived, and after the
Needed
chair shot, is he couldn't feel it.
No, I felt it. I felt it.
But
sure.
If I'm going to do a quick shout out early doors, I do have to give a shout out to Damo. First time running
Damo
a show.
Did fantastic. He stepped in. He was, everyone got to meet him, and I saw there was Tom, the guy that goes to Slapdash. I think he come up to Damo and said, "It's nice to put a face to a name." And I was like, so it's good when you hear stuff like that. It's what you're doing is fun, and yes. We'll admit, we weren't as busy as last time. We didn't have as many tickets sold, but that is solely down to the date. I've seen the amount of people that have now said, "I wish I'd gone there, but I was at Comic-Con, or I was this or that." The date has been a heavy issue.
I mean, we took
I'll hold my hand up.
We took that hit when we booked the date. We wanted to do it on Back to the Future Day, and that in turn...
Kurt, I love you for saying we. I thought...
Yeah, we have a choice about these things.
This was me trying to bail you out here. You decided it.
But... No. I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame on that. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not happy. My bank balance isn't happy. Yes, my bank. That's nature of the beast. And on that note, there are still some TDW t-shirts that you can get hold of. Just give us a message if you're wanting. I have got smalls and mediums. I think maybe one small. Who's got the list up?
Not me.
I think I've got one small of Back in Time and 3 mediums.
Yep. And
I believe, and some of every size of TDW, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted the Back in Time ones to go more than the TDW ones.
Hold on.
I mean, there you go. Back in Time.
This is what the XL looks like for my fellow fat
bastards.
bastards.
weighing me down too much to stand up. The gold's
To be fair, we might have sold more if we didn't have that guy with the chair on the front of it.
Which one is it?
What do you mean?
Which one? Hang on. Oh, that one.
Do you know what I thought you meant? Because my uncle David, I got him a chair and I think he plonked it right in front of the merch stand. And when you said there's the guy in front of the, I thought you meant the guy in front of the merch stand. I was going to say that's my uncle.
On the front of the t-shirt.
Yeah. Also, talk about merch, by the way, because this is, we are talking about making the merch more accessible rather than only being able to buy it at the show. Talking about potentially, and again, the early doors planning, getting some kind of store up so you can get your merch even ahead of time or at the shows as well. I'm going to throw this out here. If anyone wants to go in the comments, I mean, this is a prototype right here, but we have the TDW cap.
So, Laferde, another reason why Kurt doesn't have this belt sitting over his shoulder right now
is because he has the hat.
So, you know how I love a hat? I don't know if you know this. I like a hat. And Kurt went and selfishly ordered himself one and didn't think, do you know what? My old mate Ryan that brought me into this, give me these opportunities. He deserves a hat.
Genuinely, I still have one in my basket. Fun enough, I wanted to see how it came out before I dropped too much money on it. I wanted to do a prototype, and then I decided to keep the prototype and just show it off at the show. But but yeah,
I didn't even realise he's wearing it till now.
So yeah, until someone wins this is staying right here. And do you know what? The best way to say it, listen, we're TDW. We do this by the podcast. You want this? Come get some.
Jacob, get the chair.
That is the moment we just see Jacob come out of nowhere.
What a promo that could be.
I'm not going to sit and say this is now 24/7. You just see my door get kicked in. Parky's just appeared. Yeah, and I said Parky.
You're not in any sort of danger if he turns up. Don't worry.
You're saying that, right? Okay. Stop jumping the gun because we are now 22 minutes into this record, about 20 minutes into the podcast.
So
with all the bits and bobs. Okay.
NFW
and thank yous. NFW, thank you for letting us come down. I mean, we came down and obviously we were invited in to come say hello to people. Saw Goonie Dad Paul. Oh, that was quite nice. His arm. Had a good time seeing Paul. Gave him his Never Say Die posters finally, and he sent me a picture of him and AJ with the poster, so that's really cool. And yeah, that was cool. Like, I've posted, if you see that NFW TikTok I've done, there's a clip at the end where you little tease until I post the full video of this content I took over the weekend of a moment where me and Goonie Dad nearly have a little peck on the lips, but you have to wait for the full video to see what actually happened.
That's Patreon exclusive.
That's going to TikTok. That'll go viral. That'll go viral. That will. Yeah, no, don't say you're going to put Goonie down on OnlyFans. Like, it's not the way forward. But yeah, great to see Paul. Obviously, big shout to Richie, D-Light, the owner of NFW, and the guys down there for letting us come down. I said it was good meeting them. Me, Max, and Fizz were having a great time outside while we left Laferde on his own.
I was making some great notes. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, again, the dark horse of this coming. This is where sometimes I don't know whether like I love you for it or you concern me because again we'll come back to that bit. But he had literally notepads on everything.
Is it you were scouting?
Looking at wrestlers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was in work mode, not like watch a show mode.
He said stuff, gave me ideas for matches. And we saw some great talent down there. There was guys that I had seen before, some guys I'd never seen before. They were fun. They had some great merchandise. Do you know what? Did you see the merchandise Laferde?
No.
They had trading cards of their wrestlers.
Oh, I've seen a few waving them around. Yeah. I'm sure, yeah.
They seem to be a thing now, and I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, they've been slowly unveiling them over the course of the last couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah, and there's NFW?
Yeah, if you follow them on the socials, loath as I am to plug another promotion, but to credit to the NFW guys, we arguably would not be standing here without them.
Talent, so
we would not be standing here without them. But yeah, if you follow NFW on the socials, like they've been, over the course of the last few weeks, month, give or take, they've been drip feeding the reveals of which wrestlers have got trading cards and what the cards look like. So, yeah, honestly, fair credit to it. I mean, it's a great idea that we might just steal.
I mean, if we're not doing trading cards, maybe if we're going to do what we do, maybe we should start doing brochures. Here's an idea: brochures like old school wrestling ones, but comic books.
Oh.
Or imagine our own little run of comic books.
And my graphic design head starts whirring.
Yeah, but let's face it, no matter what you do, it will end up with Ryan winning something.
I haven't won anything.
Well, take it off then.
Apart from the argument.
What argument?
That's the thing that he won. Who takes the belt home?
No, he low-blowed you there.
Oh, mate. Joys of being second in charge to Jacob.
Yeah, but you're not second means, don't you? First loser.
Says a man literally called the Third.
Yeah.
It's a triangle number.
Second Ryan on this show.
A good solid number, isn't it? 3.
Yeah.
Magic, I've heard.
It can be at times. But is anything like the NFW, like, again, you know, we got down there, we got to see Will Tyrrell in action.
Yeah. He was very impressive, to be fair to him.
He's so good, and the crowd love him, and they loved him with us.
Yeah.
And
got the crowd chanting, got the crowd singing. Again, credit to the man. 2 shows, 2 matches, and despite considering he wrestled the day before us, did not hold back in that opening match.
No.
I mean, not just didn't hold back. Now, is there anything else we want to say about NFW before we get into our show? Because I want to talk about that opening match.
No, let's get
Do you
into
remember the joke I said when it was the Angelos match? Matt, I'm not going to say the other thing I said because then I would get in trouble. Even I'd hold back on saying that one. When his opponent did something to his hand or something, he's like, ref, check his fingers, and I shouted, ask his missus. Max was sat there shaking his head. He's like, you don't give a fuck, you, do you?
No, you don't, and he didn't hold back. He was calling stuff. I mean, I was egging him on at some point. Like, I am a nightmare because it gets all come back again.
You get caught up in the moment, you
get caught up. You do. So this is why I love wrestling. Like, and I said this to the boys, like, because at the beginning, like, we were all chatting and that, and we weren't. And I was like, we need to be. It's like, boys, we may be wrestling fans, and we know the, you know, you meant to sit back and enjoy. No, let's be marks. Let's be marks here. Let's go for this. You know, I was loving cheering and getting stuff going and chanting, and I mean, I was one of the main antagonists back in times would be getting everyone going, oh, D'Angelo.
Mr.
I loved
Impartial.
it. Yeah, well, again, moment. Again, one of the reasons I did not want to wrestle or get involved in this show was because I wanted to sit back and enjoy it as much as, you know, being a promoter. The reason I promote wrestling is because I love wrestling. I wanted to watch the show and enjoy it and be involved. And, you know, with the first match, like we said, go to the opening match. I already knew Will was a great choice because I'd seen stuff from him before, and he was mentioned in the breath of Never Say Die, but for whatever reason it didn't happen, and it doesn't mean he didn't get a shining debut for us because he did.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he really did.
And again, like that opening match, like let's start there. So I opened up with kicking things off in style, fatal 4-way for the EPWE Regional Heavyweight Championship. Will Tyrrell versus Preston Sage versus Jimmy V. 2 men who we already know can hang in a multi-man title match. Because, again, they wrestled for the VCW International title in a triple threat at our last show. And then the reigning, defending, and, spoiler alert, still EPWE Regional Heavyweight Champion, Ian Frost. And what a absolute car crash, beautiful chaos match to kick things off with. And again, I want to give Will another shout out because, like I say, man did not hold back, and not just didn't hold back in terms of the intensity, but at one point in the match, Preston does what's becoming one of his patented suicide dives to the outside through the middle rope. Will, not to be outdone, and I cannot stress this enough, a difference between our last show versus this show. At our last show, because our venue had some low-hanging drapes, we opted to do a low-rise ring. We upgraded for this show.
The day before.
Yeah, we went for a full-size ring, which, by the way, if you've never been to a show before, is taller than you think.
Yeah, it is.
And Will, not to be outdone, threw himself at speed over the top rope, full plunger to the outside. We don't have mats on the floor outside. It is hardwood floor, and that man did not care.
Not a bad idea, is it, for down the future?
I don't think we need... I think we can save the budget.
We should protect our talents.
Yeah.
Some of them have been through hell this weekend.
From the sounds of things, we can save the budget. They don't care.
No, but...
Of course we want to protect them.
When they come at us with lawsuits down the line, then we'll have got a problem. But again, every single one of them in that match, phenomenal. Like, I'm so glad that we chose that match and put that match together as a 4-way, because every one of them deserves to walk away with that title.
Absolutely. I mean, again, without playing favourites here, I mean, among many things, Jimmy V. If there's one word I can use to describe that man, is aura. Like, he walks out he walks out through that curtain, you pay attention. Preston Sage managed to work near enough everyone, got some really close moments with some tight submissions, locked, was it Will or was it Jimmy into a crossface at one point? I thought he was about to walk away with it there as well. And Ian retaining that title with one of the most brutal spears I have seen in a while, with the final verdicts. Like, recently adopted that as his finisher, and I swear every time I see him hit it, it is somehow harder and with more intensity and impact, and speared Preston out of his boots to close that match.
The whole thing was just, again, great opener, phenomenal opener, and I'm proud that we were able to use the EPW belt on our show, and thank you to them. There's a thank you to all the talent that was in the match. Thank
Absolutely.
you to them. Thank you to Fizz.
Well, how much do we want to talk about Fizz?
Right, let's go down the route. So obviously Fizz with us Saturday, and I had been told, and we pulled back that curtain a little bit. I'd spoken to J.E. Me and J.E. Had a late night phone call one night last week, talking after work, just planning ahead and talking. And I said to him that Fizz and Max and that were looking to get in a hotel and stay in that, and they were going to come to work with me on Saturday while I was DJing. And he said, just be warned, Fizz, it can be a nightmare, because he loves a drink, and he gets a little bit wasted, and he did this at AEW Forbidden Door, went there, got drunk afterwards, and didn't turn up for Raw the next day. And I was like, he better be turning up. So he come out with me to work, and he had a great time. He had a great time. Let's not go into too much. He had a great time. He was making new friends. He was having a great time.
Like Jack and Daniel. And
this goes to another thank you, because it brings him into the conversation. Rhett from Wrestle Raffles, who's, again, last minute stepped in to help the show out and took over our raffle. And I've got one of the prizes here. It's not a fix. My missus bought the tickets. My missus bought the tickets, and Jacob won a signed Mick Foley figure. Yeah, so
all these tickets say Jacob.
Yeah. So, Rhett stayed with Fizz because they wanted to carry on and go down to, not just to Garrison, with the extra hour because the clocks went back. They went down to basement till 5 o'clock in the morning, technically 6. And the last picture I saw of Fizz was him asleep in a kebab shop.
And yeah, smash cut to the show itself. So that opening match, Fizz Talks Wrestling, was the special guest referee for that opening match. And yeah, about an hour or so before call time, when we opened the doors, Fizz didn't arrive, but the fragile husk of Fizz did.
Yeah, his former self, a mere shadow of his former self turned up. That was but he was still. I said he was there, ready to go. He was ready to go. Don't think he was expecting to be basically clothesline from hell by Jimmy V.
Talk about out of boots, like that clothesline from Jimmy V after the match. Let's put it this way: if he didn't have a headache from the hangover, he did within 30 seconds of that.
Like it knocked him so hard it cleared him up.
Might be what he needed.
But again, thank you to Fizz. I love Fizz to bits. He's such a character. I had such a great weekend with him. But obviously, because Max had decided to be smart, because I finished work early, Max had finished to be smart. He said, "Oh, if you don't mind, still taking me back to the hotel." I said, "Yes, fine." And Max had mentioned on the way to me to Chelmsford, was how far is Chelmsford from Rettendon? Do you know why that would be?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen the Rise of the Foot Soldier films, Laferde? Essex boys
No.
bonded by blood. So one of the most famous stories of Essex in the last 30 years is, I don't want to say the word, but 3 people were slain in a Range Rover with shotguns. 3 gangsters from Essex, and there's been about 30 films about it, and I'm surprised you've not seen one of them. There's always a Range Rover, and yeah, so I took him up to the lane, and we've got a picture down the lane and the gate where the
Nice.
car was found parked in front of. Really, really eerie. I said to him, I've only ever been there once, and that was during the daytime about 12 years ago, and there was loads of people working. The farms were open around there, so you felt like you were intruding. But going down there dark at night and just seeing a gate is like, whoa. Yeah, this is eerie. So yeah, me and Max did that, and then I dropped him off, and then I went home and tried to get some sleep. Did my best. But overall, first match, yeah, amazing. And this is what I mean. This whole weekend is a blur, and I'm trying to piece it all back together of this bit happened, that bit happened. Then you get to second match, our illustrious second time now 0-1 in matches for TDW, Kings of Ring versus the Flying Scotsman, who, bless their hearts, were celebrating their birthday the day after the show.
Yeah.
Another great match.
Another great match. And again, so the Kings of the Ring, they had a point to prove after losing in their debut match, and not just debut match, TDW's debut match, when we weren't even called TDW yet at Never Say Die. The Kings wrestled the Strong Dads in that opening match, came up short due to a bit of miscommunication as well. Like I say, coming into this match today, had a point to prove, wanted to wrestle another team of independent wrestling legends. Who better than the Flying Scotsman? And
in their new gear, by the way, that looked sick.
New gear.
Absolutely loved it.
And yeah, Flying Scotsman, absolutely gave them a good run for their money. And again, the immortal words from that match will be "No Liam, no Liam, no."
That was the moment we were talking about. Richie got a chop.
Yeah, I can't remember which of the Scotsmen it was, but got Richie in a full Nelson. Richie of the Kings of the Ring in a full Nelson outside the ring, and Liam from Essex Rescue, took his opportunity. After you said it earlier, so many Richie matches observed and reviewed by Liam, so many barbs thrown at him by Richie, he got his own back.
And you talk about the miscommunication at Never Say Die. There seemed to be a lot, obviously, when they came on the pod, there seemed to be some miscommunication. There seemed to be some going on in the match. Kind of feels like we might have been played a little bit. And yeah, there's seems to be no problem between them. That's the way that match ended.
Yeah. But yeah, once again, great match. Scotsmen were, absolutely showing that athleticism. Kings clearly on the same page, as it turns out.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I mean. I definitely need to keep an eye on that. Maybe,
well,
keep them separated. I don't know what the best thing.
Let's put it this way. We'll get on to the next show before the end. Probably one of the last things we'll mention. But on our next show, I can think of at least 2 reasons for which, and 2 possible options for which, they might not be inclined to be on the same page.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Circle back to that one.
Oh, yes. But then we go into match number 3. And what a way to end the first half.
We have skipped over certain little bits.
Oh, have we? Oh, actually, yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We have.
Because, for example, there was a what's the word? A viewer. Someone watching the first match.
Yes.
Parky,
yes. How did I forget about that?
Led to the back by Johnny Royal. So that match was already going to go off. Didn't need any extra influence, Laferde. sit there quiet. That match did not need any extra influence, but but they were ready to go. And we also had, before we got to the third match, D'Angelo.
Yes.
Sorry. Hang on. Which way around did this go?
Ryan, after the second match, giving people a little bit of a heads up for what some of the things were happening during the interval with the raffle, with the Hot Tag Foundation, and thank you again to those guys for helping us make some amazing signs that the crowd were holding up throughout the show.
Will appeared out of nowhere. He turned up last minute, able to save the day for Hot Tag.
Yeah. So whilst I was in the ring giving the rundown of what you can expect during the interval, and also hyping up the matches that were going to come in the second half as well, talk about that second half, talk about that main event, one half of the main event, Sir Ryan Matthews decided to make an appearance.
With Leia Release.
His second in tow. Ran down the crowd, ran down his opponent, and then his opponent decided that he'd heard enough. And D'Angelo, now let's put it this way. I was concerned, I'll be honest, I was a little bit concerned. We were giving D'Angelo the opportunity to make his UK debut. However, by the nature of the fact that this was, in the main event, it was UK versus USA, in a UK ring, there was a little bit of me that was concerned that Sir Ryan Matthews was going to get cheered just by nature of being the hometown boy. And if I had any doubts whatsoever, they immediately got put aside when D'Angelo made his appearance.
Well, because obviously, word it correctly, D'Angelo was making his UK debut in a TDW ring. He had made his debut, obviously, the day before at New Force. Me and Laferde see it. And we got to experience that then, that the crowd then, without realising it, were already chanting USA. He brings he makes it, because the way of the social media, we look at America now, it's probably not as appealing as it was to be want to live there sometimes as it was during the 90s. And I remember that because I wanted to go out, I wanted to live in America, I wanted to go there because of the awe of these people I was watching on the TV. Hulk Hogan's and people like that made America great and made America look like this, this almighty power. D'Angelo has that aura. That makes you think, believe in the, what's the term? The US, like
Americana.
Freedom of speech. The old school US. He gave that US, and that was exactly what the main event should be. And circle back to that, but yeah, it was spot on, and they brought that aura in that 5-minute promo as such. They brought that aura, and people were ready for it. And they were believing in D'Angelo already. Yeah. I mean, little back. So my niece Bailey, my niece Jade, my niece Jade's daughter Bailey, who Jade won I think it was Kurt Angle signed.
Yes,
figure. Bailey fell in love with D'Angelo straight away.
It's hard not to.
She's 12, 13. She instantly, as soon as she see him, went straight over to the merchandise stand, bought a picture and a trading card of his. And then Jay went, is there any chance she could have a photo with him? I was like, bear with me. So I went out there and I said to him, listen, my great niece has fallen in love with you within seconds. So would you mind coming and have a picture? And he was great enough to come out the locker room, have a picture with her and a friend. Yeah, again, the aura's there. And which leads us into the third match, because the man that doesn't need no introduction with his aura, RJ Singh, brought his PWE belt back to be defended against Mr. Dexter.
In a match that was not part of the plan originally, but talk about a happy accident. And
great match.
And when I say happy, by the way, Sunset Skip, hope you make a full recovery, mate. It was great to see you at the show in whatever capacity you could be there. But if that meant that we ended up being able to put on the title match that we did, because original plans, and if you followed us on the socials, you'd know this, original plans was, after the Strong Dads kicked off our first show, and after Mr. Dexter and David Bavara, formerly Blackadder, of the Showtime Darlings, after they ended our last show, they came up short, they were really keen to once again prove their mettle and prove their main event status by going up against one of the most established teams that we had on our roster. Hence, we were going to do Strong Dads versus Showtime Darlings. By a weird set of circumstances, that two moving parts in that match, in the form of Sunset Skip of the Strong Dads and Dave Bavara of the Showtime Darlings, unable to make the show. Dave Bavara, we called it a conscious uncoupling, to use the showbiz term, of the Showtime Darlings. Those two just went their own way, absolutely smashing it in his own right. And we might, you never know, might see him again in our ring, before too long.
I hope so.
Yeah. But Sunset Skip doing his own show. I can't remember which promotion it was. I want to say it was the. I want to say.
Don't get it wrong.
I can't.
Just leave it there. So
I can't remember the name off the top of my head, and it's going to kill me because I'll remember it the second we stop recording. But as part of a tribute battle royal during that show, was ambushed and had his ankle Pillmanized with a chair, and needed surgery. So he was off. He made it to the show. He accompanied RJ down to the ring in the end, crutches in tow, just to support, his fellow Strong Dad. But as a result of that, we ended up with RJ and Dexter, the only two remaining. And it was RJ that was very happy to turn around and say, hey, if I'm in a singles match now, I've still got this belt. Let's make this interesting.
And it was a very interesting match. I mean, Mr. Dexter tried to pull, because it gets a bit of a blur. A lot was going on at this time. He tried to play a couple of tricks, but RJ's RJ.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, as far as the tricks were concerned, I mean, honestly, I think Dex was trying to play some mind games because he kept on returning to Skip, and either, taking the mick about his injury, or in some cases, one case, actually stole the man's crutch off him.
Get involved.
Yeah, but also actually stole the man's crutch off him at one point and left him hopping around the ring. Don't you laugh? So
he pisses you off, doesn't he? He does that.
But
you should have seen him afterwards.
But yeah, so Dex was trying to get in RJ's head by doing that, and also trying to, make the Strong Dads have something in common by constantly targeting RJ's leg throughout the match. Pulled his shoe off at one point to carry on targeting as well. Yeah. But I'd like to argue Dexter not being 100% focused on RJ and constantly taking the opportunity to throw the barbs at Skip might have eventually been the thing that led to his undoing.
He felt the back end of a DDT, and I know how much that hurts.
Yeah.
Good. Like, you piped up. You got a little bit weird on the podcast. Mr. Dexter, I'm not going to lie. I think you're very talented, and we saw a different side of you at New Force. We saw, that side. I thought we were going to get a different Mr. Dexter on Sunday, but we saw a light side of it, and it turns out that there's a rumor going around that me and Laferde are Mr. Dexter's dad.
I've heard this rumour too.
I've heard this rumour. We might even be Kurt's dad.
As I say, you're my dads.
Yeah, I think we're everybody's dads. Again, this is that rumour that happened in Malia 2016. Whatever happens stays in Malia. No, 2017, sorry.
I was going to say, mate, get the year right. Bloody hell.
Yeah, I was there for 4 years. You know what I mean?
Making our kids a year older than they already are.
Mate, you were just one of how many mates I made over 4 years of being in Malia. 10 years.
You know how that makes me feel?
What? You should feel special, mate. You're the only one of them that's on the podcast that I've met abroad.
That is true.
But you may be about to get replaced because...
Nah, you'd be lost about me now. Who are you kidding?
Before we go into your bit, because we're nearly there. Mr. Dexter thought he, took the blame. It took the blame elsewhere. And this is where we get to, the interesting bits of what happened. And he decided to blame the GMs for him losing the match.
He blamed everything. He blamed the GMs, he blamed the drapes, he blamed the fact it was a different ring than last time.
I heard it's because it was a Sunday.
He blamed the time.
It was. He blamed everything, but he took it out on the GMs, and which caused J.E. to appear. To his, by the way, by his awesome music. I'll shout out the guys for that because, again,
it is a banger.
It is an absolute banger, and I don't want to get their names wrong, so I'm just going to quickly check the video. It is David Bartholomew I don't know if I'll pronounce that wrong, and Will Scar made Legacy, J.E.'s music, and mate, absolute banger, and people are loving it.
It's
and
on my Spotify rotation now.
You've probably seen the conversations, but I've had a conversation with them about, maybe they could be involved down the line. But everybody's going to be involved. Everybody's got a price, as long as it's not expensive. I am not a $1 million man. But yeah, J.E. came out to the music, and he called out Mr. Dexter. Mr. Dexter tried going for him. Again, he did rub him the wrong way, and I get that. But J.E. took it upon himself to stunner Mr. Dexter. Second time GM has stunned one of the Showtime darlings, or any of the Showtime darlings at all, or former Showtime darlings, whatever you want to call them. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on.
It's the second time that Dexter's been stunned by a GM. And I'm pretty sure, I'm casting my mind back. I am 99% certain it was J.E. that stunned Dexter at Never Say Die.
No, it was the other way around. It was the other way around. I remember this conversation when they came on the podcast. But yeah, and J.E. took out Mr. Dexter, and then somebody, because the microphone weren't working, called out to grab a ref from somewhere, and he picked up little Mia, and I got to love Mia's passion. She jumped at the chance and run in and counted the pin, and it is up on our Instagram as her favourite moment ever. She got to be a referee.
Also, TDW now has a record to beat as a result of that for our shortest match.
Yeah, that is now our shortest match.
The match was, and I counted it, 6 seconds long.
Oh my God, J.E. needs to take note of this. He has had the same shortest match at WrestleMania as The Rock and Braun Strowman. No, not Braun Strowman. Eric Rowan. The Rock and Eric Rowan. So he's had the same time as that. So that's a note for you, J.E., mate. You've got to think of that. J.E., yeah. And like I said, whoever was on that desk that called out, get a ref. Okay, it was me. But I live for the moment. And I got involved.
We'll throw our own hands up. Yeah, we got caught in the moment.
But then instantly, Mr. Dexter is then backstage complaining.
To be fair, had a point.
He was basically unconscious while a match was not only put together, but he didn't have a chance to defend himself. And that leads to the segment where we came out, and we unfortunately
had an announcement. We had an announcement to make already, but we had to make a second announcement as a result.
We had to make 3 announcements in that moment. Yeah, I can't remember what the third one is. You just pulled that face, and I'm struggling. But the first announcement, we took the bad news first, was that J.E. unfortunately has had to be suspended as general manager. So that means for Danger Zone at the moment, unless we make a plan to have anybody help him out, Stally will be general manager for Danger Zone solely. And I the crowd turned on me, but because as I said, Kurt, shall I do this? And you said, yeah, you do it. Thank you. So
you're volunteering.
Yeah, I know. Because, again, taking responsibility as the boss and thinking, that people are going to probably turn on me, and they did a little bit, especially Chloe, bless her heart, his missus. I understand that. And hence, when that chair did get wrapped across my back, you can hear a very massive yes when I get it. So I think we're even. I think she understands that we're even. She understands that things had to happen.
Yeah.
And J.E. understands that things have to happen. And at the moment, it is only for the next show. We don't know going forward. We'll make decisions from that. We'll see how things play out. But we had to look at our talents requests.
Yeah.
Justice for J.E.
Other announcement. What was the third announcement?
So the second more minor announcement was, and honestly, the tagline for Back in Time, other than just how amazing the show was, is going to be the show where the inmates almost ran the asylum, because we had the chaos with the Dexter match, or the immediate aftermath. We had many other things that happened as well. But we also had, like we said earlier on, the Fatal 4-Way match. The show started by Parky walking out and saying, I'm not going nowhere. How is everybody who was involved in my match in the last show, how has all of them got a title match and I don't? Sets up his chair to watch that match and not go anywhere. And then, as if, we've now got an extra moving part that shouldn't be there, watching this match, and we don't know what he's going to do. Like, Parky's got a reputation for just taking things into his own hands. Still waiting on the fine to be paid for the 2 security guards from the last show. It's
all right. I didn't pay him any wages.
Yeah, there we go. It's all fair. But, we had that moving part as well. And then Johnny comes out, ambushes Parky. They brawl to the back. So that was our second announcement. We had a chat during the interval, and Ryan, you made the decision. We didn't want to have to get any more involved than we already were. But again, trying to maintain a degree of order in this as it's already spilling over.
It became carnage anyway. And again, I could be blamed in some sense for the match getting out of hand, but you saw how much time I had. Everybody saw me run towards the merchandise stand to try and find the referee shirt.
Yeah, again, let's say Ryan, and again, you had your work cut out anyway with what those two ended up doing, but we tried to retain a bit of order here by Ryan establishing as the referee for the Parky Johnny match. Credit to head referee LJ, but he was going to have enough on his plate anyway with the multiple additional rules in our main event. And look, again, with the inmates running the asylum, we wanted to make sure that a member of management was, laying down the law in that match. You can't get a much more higher authority than the chairman. And I'm going to call you what you are.
Former chairman.
Yeah, but I mean, it was out of control from get-go. Like, I was there. I counted the pins. I did what I could, but it was. I get it. There was bad blood, and in a sense, I kind of let them go for it. It just went too far, and that's when things went wrong. And let's go to that bit. Let's bring this up, because now Laferde's going to get his telling off. Right, this is the bit, right, Laferde. You've been sitting here for nearly an hour, right? Because I don't get why you have this thing about loving to wind Parky up, right?
Yes.
So, the end of the match, Preston Sage appears. I try and stop him from getting involved because I know he's got a problem with Johnny Royal, but this isn't their problem. This is him and Parky's problem.
It's part of the reason why because it took ages for them to get into the ring. Some people have already incorrectly reported this match as being a street fight. It wasn't advertised as it. Those two just went hell for leather outside the ring before the match even started, and Ryan spent the majority of time trying to get them into the ring as they kept bringing all the plunder out. But
yeah, I didn't even ring the bell, and Jacob was waiting patiently to ring that bell.
But we didn't throw the match out because we say, well, yeah, we're going to give you two this opportunity to blow this off. Screw it. Is this how you want to go? The match hasn't started yet. Screw it. Get the aggression out. As long as this ends today, and then, like you say, Preston comes out, and
distracts me as sense that a low blow happens, and then the sit-out powerbomb, which is the pin. Parky gets the pin, and I was concerned for Johnny because he'd taken a beating. The kid had taken a beating, and I've got a lot of love for Johnny. Again, I've told you the story of how Johnny was there. Johnny's inspiration for wrestling. But Johnny's first ever wrestling show he went to was seeing my first ever show I promoted. So this is a big full circle. I feel a little bit protective over him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, because he's a kid from Basildon, like I was, and he's now working for me. So I'm a little bit protective of him. I also do love Parky. Parky is a friend, and I've been saying this for ages. He's unhinged. And right, Parky. I'm then checking on Johnny Royal and Preston Sage. Preston handed Parky a chair that then got wrapped round my back, which is here somewhere. Jacob's loving. It has a dent with my back in it, an exact shape of my back.
It's great for the lumbar support.
I'm then out for the count outside the ring. Kurt then checking on me, and then a table's brought out. And sorry, where did the table come from? I didn't know we had tables at our company.
Again, there was no plunder match planned for this match. Where did we get the table? I didn't put that table under the ring.
You could see, because the way that they didn't care what they were doing. As long as Johnny hit it didn't even care if he went fully through the table. They didn't care. As long as Johnny hit that ground hard and went through and touched that table. That's exactly what happened.
I get that again.
It was done.
Yeah. Honestly, and we'll say this by the way now for anyone who was wondering from the show, Johnny is okay. Surprisingly,
yes, he literally messaged. I've been checking on him every day, and he did tell me he loves me too.
I didn't know what to do. I left the timekeeper area. I was checking on you. I was checking on Johnny. But yeah, Michael Parks and
this moment
and Preston.
This moment then led to the bit we've been talking about.
We'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, just to officially say, yeah, Johnny's okay. But yeah, Michael Parks and Preston Sage ganged up on Johnny, powerbombed him from the ring apron, planned through the table. He ricocheted off the table to the floor. Like, this was a hard table.
Mum and Dad were in the crowd as well.
They were practically in the front row. And yeah, I mean, honestly, my heart was in my mouth, but and yeah, like
my arse was in mine.
Yeah, these two were trying. These two were trying to, take over the show in their own way, and then, yeah, whilst they're in the ring admiring their handiwork, as I'm sitting here, I'm not a competitor. Say, Ryan at the very least has been in the ring. I'm not a competitor. I've got a beer belly and and I'm standing there like no idea what to do. As those two are in the ring admiring their handiwork, I can't do nothing at this point. And then,
yeah, Laferde, what happened here? Why, like, you played Cody Rhodes music, but you played the Cosplay Nightmares music. What was that about? Like, why? Like, why? When I've warned you over and over, do not get involved, do not wind him up, because things will happen. Why?
First of all, things are already happening. Look at what we've just talked about. The state that they put Johnny in.
So you thought you'd have one extra little add spice to the menu?
If anything, I'm going to take credit for Johnny being all right, because it could have got worse for him.
So what, by distracting Parky?
It almost got worse for you.
Right, okay.
Let's face it, though, it was funny to see his reaction. Come on.
Right, but in that sense, yeah, okay, maybe. Right, so are you trying to say to me, because I have more questions about this in a second, right? Are you trying to say to me that you were doing that to distract him enough away from Johnny, because then I had to then go in and take out Preston with an artifact and Parky with a rock bottom and clear him off, because I'm annoyed at that point. I've been smart. I don't know which one of them it was, to be fair, at this point, so I took them both out. I'm not going to lie. Preston's felt the end of an artifact and a rock bottom off me more than once back in the old KWA days, so he knows I'll throw hands if I need to, and I did. And Parky, now I do know it was him with the chair. I'm glad I rock bottomed in. I then tell you, mate, like, you got involved. But let's bring this to this point, because somebody, and I'd like to know who, has posted a video from our social media. Now, 6 months, I've heard you put down Parky and try and wind him up, making comments. Even on the day you were posting from the social media, from the Talks with Dorks page, but someone from the TDW page, and I thought that was only me and Kurt, and so Kurt, you might have to answer this question, has posted a video of you and Parky backstage having what looks like a very intimate conversation.
And I can see what you're both wearing. That's before the match. I was backstage. Yeah. I know what people were wearing in that ring, and I know what people were wearing when they were planning and prepping. That was before the match. What were you doing?
So, first of all, I don't have access to the DW page, so I didn't post that.
Okay, I mean, I would believe you, but...
You can see who can log into that, so...
True, I haven't looked, but when I go onto my Instagram, your name is the only one I can see at the bottom that I could log into.
Do you know what? I'm going to fess up now. I put the video on the TDW page. I didn't take the video. That video was sent to me.
Who sent it to you?
That video was sent to me.
Obviously, I haven't taken it.
Yeah, that video was sent to me by a random Gmail account that I don't know. That was sent to me seemingly anonymously. It was a random collection of letters and numbers in this Gmail account that sent that to me, and I posted it because I want to know what the fuck.
Just so I can check, were any of them letters MOON? Was the word moon in there?
No, Mooncat's belly's on there.
But yeah, that could explain the random gibberish letters, though, couldn't it?
As a point, there.
No, that is a great point.
It wasn't.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Okay, so yeah, Laferde, that video cannot be denied. That is not doctored. Don't come.
No, I'm not saying it's doctored, but I came into the venue. Parky came out of the changing rooms. Parky started running his mouth about everything I've been saying the last few months. That's why it looked like we're having an intimate conversation because we were back and forth.
I see you go like that, and then him.
Yeah, let me get to that bit.
Okay.
So he keeps running his mouth, and I'm laughing and joking because obviously I'm not going to take him seriously because I still do it. So then he threatened a bit more violence. So that's where I did the cutthroat and said, if you carry on, mate, you'll be dead to this company.
Well, who was going to lay hands on him?
I might have offered you up for that services.
I wish I could corroborate or deny any of that. But from where I was, and I don't know if you knew I was there, you were talking very quietly. I can't make out what you're saying on that video, and I've tried to play around with the audio.
Yeah, I obviously can't be too loud when I'm threatening something as serious, can I? Because it looks like an abuse of power.
Okay, but you
were happy to abuse that power in the match.
So you...
Yeah, that was a retaliation.
This explains it then. You riled him up. And now, like, again, I still don't know why I got the chair to the back in a sense. But I got the chair to the back. Which... So you rolled up. So you're the reason I got the chair to the back, as well as the reason I then had to lay hands on the people.
Not really. I didn't make you be the referee that match.
Well, it weren't going to be you, was it?
We have another GM.
Kurt was busy announcing. So...
And we were all stood in that ring to make the announcement. That was decided before we stood in the ring. Hang on.
What do you think me and Damo were talking about when you guys had the mics? That we weren't agreeing with things?
I mean, yeah, you were standing there giving it justice for J.E. Like, you're trying to stand up. Like, we made a board decision that would have to be, and it made it look like it was my fault. Right. Okay, let's put an underline and say, I'm going to take your word for it. That's not how that video plays out in my head. But
how's it play out in your head then?
But I see it. I'm also annoyed at you, but you are taking these jokes too far. You're forcing me to get involved in things I don't want to get involved in. I want to be the promoter of this company. I don't want to be throwing hands. I want to sit back and enjoy the product we are putting on. Please.
I'm enjoying the product. Okay, everybody else is enjoying the product.
Please, next show, right? Look, the next show, I think, because this led to me having to make the match that's going to happen at Danger. One match that is set in stone for Danger Zone, and I have confirmed it with Kev that he is available. It will be Johnny Royal and the Cosplay Nightmare versus Parky and Preston Sage. And what's Kurt ringing people?
I'm trying to prove
mate, I've done it. I've listened. I've tried many times. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. I'm going to have to take your word for it, mate. I'm going to have to take your word for it. I can't hear it.
I am trying... What was I saying?
Tag match at Danger Zone. Tag match at Danger Zone.
Tag match is now happening, right? You are not. You're nowhere near that match. Nowhere near that match. Nowhere near the music. Nowhere. Because, please, just understand. Because I cannot have you cause any this match. This feud needs to end. Let Johnny and Parky have their. Johnny and Preston get their anger out on each other. Let Kev and Parky get their anger out on each other. Let all four of them get their anger out. Get it over with. End of. Feud is over. Whoever wins, wins.
Another way for it to end. Get rid of Parky. Easy. Problem solved.
We're not going to... Parky is a great streamer. Parky is good for the product. Yes, he can rub people off. He's fun. He is entertaining. Whether you like it or not, whether you have a problem with him, look, we'll come back to this. We're 2 days after this. We're not going to go over all this. We need to wrap things up. We need to go through the main event, which we've spoke a lot about, and end it there. Let's go to the main event. Main event. Classic British rules match. Sir Ryan versus the UK debut in a TDW ring, D'Angelo.
I mean, to be fair, I think do you know what? I think we can still say UK debut. D'Angelo himself said that he was treating both shows as one debut. For them being back to back.
We were all part of both shows.
Yeah.
I mean, we were big part of both shows. It was like to be honest, I can say that. It felt like a joint thing. Like, it felt like we were all doing this together. Like, it was great.
We can call the Saturday show an interview.
By the way, I have a really itchy nose. It keeps looking. I'm not into anything like that, and I keep rubbing my nose.
Benjamin's moon and look at him.
Anyway,
so main event, D'Angelo. So right, yes, there was some unruly stuff going on. Max took a bit of a hit. Max gave it. That might need to be addressed down the line, because Max did put his hands on a woman, but she did provoke him. They're at least, when they say she's a badass of British wrestling, yeah, I take it. And I might, but the thing is, I've something about the girl that I want to see her do something in a TDW ring in a match herself. So,
Yeah.
and the credit to that, Ryan came into this as, quite late as the opponent for D'Angelo.
Yeah, he answered the call, with about a month, less than, to spare till the show?
Not even that.
2 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks.
A couple of weeks, wasn't it?
2 or 3 weeks. And, yeah, there was, he didn't come and bitch about anything. He came straight with a point that he wanted to take D'Angelo on in a British Classic Rules match, and he wanted to bring just show him that he cannot hang in a British ring. I think even Sir Ryan Matthews would have to admit D'Angelo can hang in a British ring, and I don't know about you guys, but both of them I would have back in a heartbeat.
Both of them brought it.
Definitely.
Both of them absolutely brought it. So Ryan, again, they call him many things. They call him the Modern Classic. They call him Pure Violence. We saw both in that ring. And D'Angelo, he's often described
the pure
himself...
violence thing.
Yeah,
the pure violence thing is concerning me because Parky mentions pure violence a lot. So Ryan, pure violence a lot. And yeah, it's that concerns me a little bit. But enough about Parky. I'm moving on.
But yeah,
and
I mean, and also D'Angelo. The first time we interviewed him on the podcast, when he laid out his open challenge to say, "I want to face the very best," he described his style in one word, and that was explosive. And you saw why.
Yeah. What an absolute banger. And, not only did we get to hang with D'Angelo and his lovely wife, Emmy, by the way. Oh, my God.
Oh, sweetheart.
She was great. So fantastic. Lovely. So sweet. And they had a great time. We got to see them experience their first Nando's.
For the record, by the way, we've got to say, took them down to the Mayflower estate in Basildon, where I think you said, this is just like a microcosm of Britain right here. There's a Nando's over there. There's a Greg's over there.
Yeah, there's a Tesco's, there's a Home Bargains. This is literally this is a little call. I really wish, to be honest, we've got to stop saying this and actually do it. Like, I wish we had a picture of AJ next to the Basildon sign and D'Angelo, because now we'd have two Americans next to the Basildon sign. Like, imagine that picture later down the line when the more they blow up, when they write in their books and there's a picture of them next to the Basildon sign and we're the reason for it. That is so cool. That's what I love about that, is that we're part of these stories. And I mean, we ended that show with absolute pure energy. What?
With karaoke.
With karaoke.
We did.
Yeah. I mean, it turned into that. That's what I mean. Again, community. The guys stuck around. The ring was getting packed away, and karaoke. Because we had a screen this time, it turned into karaoke. I had to show off and do me blue suede shoes. There was nothing to do with wrestling, but there was
That's when everyone left.
songs
We
coming.
were singing
coming
Alter
out, right?
Bridge, Cult of Personality.
It was so good. And this is why I'm like, yeah, go back to Saturdays and let's make something happen next. Let's turn this
Like a real,
Yeah, again,
that shindig. Let's take over one of the hotels. I'm not going to say which one I'm suggesting, but let's take over one of the hotels for all the talent and let all the customers stay elsewhere, and then meet us. And we're just customers, because I don't think you can have wrestlers, content creators, and all the crowd in one hotel. That hotel will shut down. Be pure garbage.
But yeah, I mean,
I even looked I was like looking at family rooms, like, because again, it saves us having to stay at my mum's and travel in the morning. We'll all stay there. We'll stay at the hotel. Bring the kids, like, while we go set up the show. Trini can take the kids down to the swimming pool and have a bit of swimming. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, lovely.
But
yeah, I mean, what
everybody
a show.
involved.
What a show.
To everybody involved, to everybody that came to watch, that came to be a part of it. The guys that bought the ring, the SOS guys. Paul appeared. Paul wasn't even meant to be there because he was doing another show, and even he appeared. And the feedback we get, has been so positive. If anyone does have an issue, is angry or upset about anything, tell us, because we want to perfect these things. But the feedback and the atmosphere, it feels something a little bit different. And we have a great roster of talent. We've got Danger Zone coming up February 28th, Basildon Square Garden again, Basildon Sport and Leisure, and that's when we get ever so closer to crowning
We
our
didn't
first
officially
heavyweight
mention.
champion.
We did the 2 minor announcements. We glossed over that.
Wait. We announced our belt back in time. Well, they knew that because the belt's been here for half the show. But at Danger Zone, along with the tag match that is already set, we are going to have 2 competitions. Laferde, do you know what they are? Do you clued up on this bit?
No.
He's clued up, but doesn't
You
remember.
generally don't. I was actually about to say, like, go for it. Tell us the first one. But you don't. You don't. He
No.
announced it in the ring. You were stood there.
Yeah, I was just too busy slagging you off today, man.
You're going to rub me the wrong way, and we're going to end up in a match, and that ain't going to be fun for you.
Don't get your hopes up that I'm going to rub you in the right way either.
Anyway, at Danger Zone, 28th of February, Basildon Square Garden. Kurt, please take over.
So, by the end of Danger Zone, we will have our number 1 contenders match established. And to determine those number 1 contenders, we are doing 2, essentially, tournaments. However, one of them will be a straight-up King of the Ring style tournament. We will have a handful of wrestlers to start. They'll wrestle in their individual matches to then lead into the final, where the winner of that match will be then number 1 contender, number 1. To determine who their opponent will be in that match, to determine the actual first ever TDW Men's Champion, we are going to do... Ryan?
Can I do this bit? Because we did say a rumble. I realised very quickly, if we're going a rumble generally entails 30 members of talent. We don't have 30. We could possibly, I mean, the amount of messages we're getting, we could probably fill out 30 members of talent. But if we're going to do a rumble, we'll do a proper rumble further down the line. Let's make this an over-the-top battle royale.
Okay.
A 10-man over-the-top battle royale. There will be 10 people with an opportunity. They will all enter the ring, and they will all hold back until the bell rings, and then the last one in there will get that second spot at our June show. Have we told anyone the name about it? I mean, I've known about it for ages. I've known about it since my son had his haircut a few months back.
We haven't officially announced the June show.
No, we haven't.
Okay. Do we? Or no. Let's leave it back. June.
I say we let Kurt announce it when he announces the matches. The big reveal.
Yeah, we'll announce it at Danger Zone. Yeah. Let's concentrate on that one, because going forward we are going to be celebrating 40 years. I've got it already on my background on my laptop. 40 years of Top Gun, which turns 40 in 1980 from 1986 into 2026, and that is the first movie we're going to celebrate next year at our first show in February. And 2 competitions will lead to the June show, where we will crown the winners, and the winner of that match will then be the first ever TDW Men's Heavyweight Champion.
Yes. 1 battle royale / rumble / whatever we call it. 1 multi-man over the top rope. Hard enough in itself. And if you think the guys who are doing the tournament have it easy, you're pulling at minimum double duty. You're going to have to work to get that second spot and win that tournament, because it's going to be, think Deadly Games Survivor Series. That tournament is happening over the course of that one night. You will wrestle minimum, it depends how many people are in the tournament, but you will wrestle minimum of 2 matches. And that's assuming that's assuming we go semi-final straight into final. There might be a quarter if enough people are interested.
We'll figure it out. If I mean, the tickets are already selling. If we can afford to do a longer show, I mean, we seem to do longer shows. We could do longer shows and we could do bigger brackets. We'll do that.
Yeah.
And because it's all down on this. Because it's all down. And again, this is where we need your help. Like I said before, we have some T-shirts left. We're not just trying to sell it to make a bit of money for us to be in it. We're doing it to try and raise money for the business. TDW back in time, there are some smalls and mediums left of these, but there are a few of each size of our black TDW T-shirts. Let me get one out.
Please vindicate me. I made this design.
Yeah, make him feel good. I mean, you should be feel good, because there's literally barely any left of them. TDW plain black T-shirt with the TDW logo and our @ They are they will be up. Kurt, set a price. We're selling them for £13. It's after the show.
Right. So what do we want to say? After the show, so if you want a souvenir Back in Time t-shirt, I think it's only fair. It's after the fact. We'll make it nice for you. What are you saying, Ryan? Yeah.
Call it a tenner.
I think we can call it a tenner. We might even be nicer and
Call
drop
it
it
a
lower
tenner.
depending on, but let's call it a tenner.
TDW t-shirts have to stay the same because we're going to try and keep selling them. Maybe if they don't start flying out soon, and I'm sick of having them in a bag, maybe I'll do a discount on them. I don't know. We'll think of, because it'll be at some point when I get told that these cannot be in my office and taking up space from our office. So they've got them. We've also got the Patreon page where you are going to see the full Back in Time. If you weren't there, and we know a lot of people were unable to make it, they want to see it. We are going to give you Back in Time on the show, and I'm going to tell you this now. Do us a favour, go subscribe. Why? Because down below in this video, wherever you're watching it on Spotify, because Kurt, they can watch this on Spotify as well.
Yes, I always forget.
Down below you will see a link, and we're going to give you your first month free for Patreon. That means you get to watch the content that we've put up there already. You get to watch Never Say Die without commentary. You get to watch Never Say Die with Kurt on commentary.
Hi.
You'll get Back in Time, the full show. You'll get Back in Time with commentary. And we're even talking today that Laferde may come up with and have some fun and have a laugh and do his own version of commentary on it. We're going to do different versions.
Yeah.
We're going to have
the Laferde
all the promos
alternative
from the
commentary.
all the promos that were in the show, all the show promos that were behind the scenes that you haven't seen all of them yet, will be involved. There's so much.
Yeah.
Go
and
sign up for Patreon. The link will be down below.
And
you get 1 month free. You can watch all this for free. Just do us a favour. If you enjoy it and you think, I have faith in this company, stick around because more will keep coming.
Oh,
The
yes.
more we grow, it will keep going. Come on, the third. You're going to impress me now. Why?
So I
It's
don't
Tree
remember
Frog.
it.
We've been doing this for nearly 2 years with Tree Frog. You've heard it how many times? If you are a card grader, and you never know, we might end up having our own trading cards if we steal the idea from New Force Wrestling, or if they let us, we'll put it by them. See, can we do the same thing? Can we do our own version? We'll work together. You could get your cards graded with treefroggrading.com. And if you use the code TWD15, you get 15% off on that, and any other deals that they've got going on, put that code on top of it, and you take even more money off. That's just a great thing. And finally, do you remember the last one, Kurt?
Honestly, that alternative commentary track's going to be brilliant by the third.
I'm gonna do it with Moon.
Oh, good God!
No, you're not.
Why?
What's going on here then? Why is it grabbing him?
Did you watch that clip where he said that he could take Parky?
God!
Oh, please go and find that clip and send it to Parky because he's. Actually, no.
Stop instigating.
I mean, you asked for this, all right?
No.
Anyway, on the socials.
Yeah, great. Graffiti Washed. JC has his own clothing range, and you can get yourself 30% off by using the code. Hang on.
Oh,
Is it Talks with Dorks 30? It's Talks with Dorks 30, isn't it?
Oh, I was hoping he would remember it.
In my head, I had Back in Time because I was thinking of codes and stuff for
Right.
tickets that we didn't tell anybody on here you could use for cheap tickets. But yeah, Talks with Dorks 30 gets you 30% off a Graffiti Wash. The link is down below. Go check out his Etsy store. Go buy some of his controversial or fun t-shirts or wherever you look at them. Kurt, do the socials for us. I'm done.
So, obviously, you mentioned the Patreon already, but in terms of the socials, obviously, you can follow us on all the usual socials, TikTok, Insta, the like, and of course, YouTube. We are at TalkDork Podcast. If you want to follow all the wrestling side of things at TDW, then you can follow us on YouTube, Insta, and TikTok at TalkDork Wrestling, where we will be posting some of the highlights from Back in Time, maybe one or two of the matches, just as they were. But of course, if you want to see the full shebang with all the edited in, all the behind-the-scenes stuff, all the commentary, everything else that you didn't get to see if you were just in the crowd, then get it on the Patreon. But we'll get some highlights from Back in Time up there as well. Also, I'm feeling nice. I'm gonna upload some more Never Say Die stuff as well, so you get even more of that. So you've been waiting very nicely for it. You've waited a few months at this point. I think it's only fair. Let's reward you. That's going to go up on the YouTube as well. And, of course, yeah, just thank you so much for all of the support with TDW especially, but also just helping us put on this podcast as well. We bought a belt thanks to your support. Like,
we have our own belt. More will come, and as much as I love having it on my shoulder, I cannot wait to find out who will be our first champion. It's on the line for any one of our roster members to take, and yeah, let's go for it.
And
let's just make this happen now.
Again, we're going to kick off that tournament, those two tournaments technically, at Danger Zone on the 28th of February. It's going to be a bumper show.
Ticket link down below again.
And yes, the tickets are already on sale for that. So get on that link. Get them now. Get yourself down to Danger Zone on the 28th of February. And definitely, we won't say the name of it just yet, but our show in June, the second the tickets are available for that, that is when we will be crowning our first TDW men's champion.
I'm Ryan. That's Kurt. That's a
Instigator.
not as in trouble as I thought he would be, Laferde. But I'll be keeping my eye on him. Boys, any final words? Any final words? So I'm just going to hesitate and wait for you to say something.
Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments if you like the hat. We'll get some
See you later. Really, Laferde? Really?
Of course.
We're sending you back to the future.
You're a dork.
I hate dorks.
Guess you guys aren't ready for that yet.